Hey everybody. Oh, that's my SiLeNt fan, and this is Mario. What's up, guys? I showed you a Terran game, I showed you a Reserve game, and I'm going to show you a Protoss game for today. Now, in this corner, we have me. I'm playing under a barcode, it's random, so the opponent currently doesn't know what race I am, but it is a Protoss against a Protoss. You know, we don't really make an effort to hide our race, we're going to scout relatively fast, probably right after the pylon. I like to scout after the pylon or the gateway. Since I am playing random, a lot of players like the proxy 2 gate or proxy 2 Rex, maybe 6 pool. A lot of players like to cheese me. The higher I get up, the less common it is. It was very common in like mid masters, but right now we're about top 40, top 30 masters in all of the U.S. on this specific account. We're still top 50 grandmaster on our main account. So in this specific game, we spend a lot of emphasis on scouting and then reacting based on what the opponent does. We were able to scout a Stargate, and therefore we're able to really evolve the game from there, and we'll just put it to our pace. So we get a 13 gateway, so it's 9 pylon, 13 gateway, 15 gas, both of the gas geysers, and 16 pylon, and then a cybernetics core when the gateway finishes. We're scouting out his gas, making sure he's getting something. We're like, alright, you're getting a gas. Well, it's 15, it's about that time, so we're gonna go ahead and get it as well. About 15 and a half workers, we get the gas geyser. Gas geysers, just one at a time. You can get one at 14 and one at 15, as long as they're done before the 16th SCV finishes, like as long as they're started up, then you're in a good place. Otherwise, you're slightly late. So here's the pylon. It's a slightly late pylon, but it's fine. We send a little bit to the gas early. You can see that we've already sent one over, which does delay our cybernetics core just a little. Could have been an extra trip. But yeah, a second here or there isn't going to matter too much as long as we're checking to make sure it's not really chrono boosting. Our probe is kind of still wandering around the map, scouting a little bit. Now, at this stage, until we've decided which tech we want to go for, we like to get 2 in one gas geyser and 1 in another. It leaves them some variety, some options, and we go back in and scout, see what we can, and we see another pylon in the back, so maybe his hidden tech is in the pylon. We know it's probably not a proxy because whatever it is, he's got 3 pylons in his base. And we also saw that he was mining from 3 gas geysers each, so we went ahead and put 3 gas geysers on each to mirror him. Now, since we are going to be playing reactionary, we go for the mothership core before the stalker and before the warp gate, and then we go ahead and get the stalker to thwart his scouting abilities, and then we're going to go ahead and go for the the warp gate. We're not too concerned about it. You can always chrono boost the warp gate if you see him trying to chrono boost it to do some cheeky play, but the mothership core will help buy you time. Since we're getting it so early, it's going to have an earlier Nexus cannon. We drop a pylon off to the side just in case. Maybe we spot something flying over. It could be a Stargate. It could be him trying to proxy something. It could be a war prism later on. We see that probe moving out, so it's either going to be proxies on the map, or it's going to be for an expansion. We assume it will be an expansion based on how many minerals he had at the start of the game. So we go ahead and drop our own Nexi. And we did see his Stargate, so we call our Stalker back, which is checking for proxies, just in case. And so if he's got the Stargate in his base, then it's not really going to be proxying anything on the map unless it's like a Stargate into 3 gateway, with Stalkers or something like that. So since we assume that it is going to be an Oracle play, and then it's either going to be an expansion or a 3 gateway Stalker, Blink helps prevent it very well. So our choice of weapon is Blink here, and we go up to our own 3 gateways, just in case. And we already have enough energy with the mothership core for a Nexus cannon, just right about now, when the Nexus is halfway, so anything extra will help. If you were to do some kind of pressure with 3 gates, you'd be hitting this very soon. So we would have to keep him a little bit at bay right here around the ramp. Just don't let him up, and then Nexus overcharge, and then we're in a really, really, really good place. So we're chrono boosting Blink. We did confirm it was a Phoenix, and one of the reasons we knew right away is because it hit the mothership core and it did take shield damage. So we knew instantly. All right, set up our rallies, and we know that he's kind of moving around the map. We wanted to get a probe out. He didn't actually see our probe, so we're very relieved with that. Although we do have a backup pylon on the map. We just wanted to make sure that we could get something closer. We did build a pylon in our natural. We were thinking we might go for a forge and get +1 attack and cannon defense. We want to keep the Phoenix away from a mothership core, and now we want to force him back since we've used the mothership core. We don't want to stay defensive. We want to be on the aggressive side. We have blink, we have the useful tools, no attack has come, so it probably was an expansion. So by process of elimination, we know based on everything that we've seen so far that he's expanded and that we're gonna go ahead and do a timing attack. Now, since he opened up Stargate, we've seen 3 Phoenix, which means he's a little bit weak. He doesn't have a lot of gateway army, so we can go ahead and have a lot of ground control, especially with Blink. A Void Ray could be a little bit of trouble. Maybe he went for a robotics facility. It could be a Dark Templar follow-up. So just in case it is a Dark Templar follow-up and he's trying to be really sneaky, we did go ahead and get a robotics facility, I want to say. Yeah, it is a robotics facility. So I do a little bit of poking in right here. We see that he popped a Nexus Cannon, but we know we have a lot of units, so we're just picking off the core stuff. We know that we're fine. We're just target firing. If we lose a Stalker or 2, it's fine. The reason why this is alright is because we know that the Mothership Cannon is less important than the actual units he had at the front. They wouldn't have been able to deal enough damage. Even with the Mothership Nexus, we knew that we would be able to trade well. So now that we've initiated it, we've picked up some core units, we're going to go ahead and blink up into the main and see what damage we can do there. Now we have blink, so worst case scenario, we can always retreat. We got like 30 seconds and the Mothership Nexus is gone, so we can retreat, you know, in 2 ways: blink out through the bottom or off to the side. Now we see that he's chrono boosting the robotics bay, or robotics facility, so we know that it could be an immortal he's trying to get out. We know he's already got 1 out and 3 stalkers. So our first goal is that since we're not going to be taking too much damage right away, we can try to slow it down by killing the pylon. Then we can blink on top of the other immortal and take it out. We use the mothership core to slow down the zealots, so that the zealots aren't right on top of our stalkers when we blink onto. Now he's going for our units, but we wanted to kill the Void Ray first, because it is more powerful. The Void Ray will do more damage to us than the Phoenix, and then we blink under and try to target fire the Phoenix. Preferably the one lifting your units. In this case, we went fast enough. The blink, kill. And we have the Mothership core over here, picking off the immortal shields. Very useful, very handy, and we're going to blink forward. Try to draw a little bit. The Mothership core, it's going to deal some damage to the immortal. Just give ourselves some distance while we go ahead and warp in some more units and send them over. Blink over, run away. Now we got some more units down below. You can see on the mini-map, they're just waiting at the ramp to be pulled in. But it's fine, we don't need to pull them in yet. We decided, we're going to go around. If there are no ranged units, let's pick off some workers. And just by using this method, we were able to pick off 8 workers. Here's the immortal. We decide, alright, it's time to bust out. We don't have enough there. So let's go down. There's no Nexus Cannon. We can reunite, do another warp in, and then we can draw the immortal out and do a lot of damage. So we've gone ahead and killed the immortal. Units lost is definitely in our favor. We're back home. We're also building our own immortal, dropping some more warp gates, and getting our 3rd base gas guys. There's 3 pylons, so we're pretty much making sure that we're in a really good position. We've done a lot of aggression, we've built up some minerals, and we want to make sure that it gets spent well before we continue. So now we're going to keep trying to pick off what we can. Just kill a worker, just try to kill the Void Ray, and then blink backwards. Every unit we can pick off is huge. It'll help in the big battle, if there is a big battle. Fill our gas geysers, rally our next eye over in the proper place. We could be spending warp gate, and it's my fault that I'm not. It's definitely a mistake. I'm spending a lot of time macroing and trying to use the blink stalkers, so I wouldn't even be able to afford that much more anyway. But it's still a mistake. It's definitely something I need to work on. Is chrono boosting in the middle of the battle. So we know that he's warping in a lot of zealots, and we didn't really see a Twilight Council, so we know he doesn't have the ability for charge. So I think zealots isn't the right answer. He definitely should have gone for more of an immortal stalker style with retaining them, But in this case, we have a large field on the map, a lot of range, and we can just deal a lot of damage to him. We're just trying to draw him out, pick at his next eye, and just trying to get him out onto the map. So here he is, kind of out in the open, but not really. He did kill the Immortal, but from here on out we can see that we're in a pretty good spot, so we blink a little bit forward, try to pick off the Immortal, but then another Immortal came from the high ground. So that's unfortunate, but we did retain most of our Stalkers. So we got another Immortal, and one of ours now is here again, so still, we're keeping even with the units, or having more units than he does in this specific location. You know, and is natural than he actually has. So we blink forward, kill the Immortal, snipe what we can, try to micro both armies a little bit. Just gotta make sure that, you know, we don't lose too many units. The Immortal is gonna end up falling in a second, and that is definitely a mistake, but overall, we were pretty proud of ourselves with some of the micro that we've done this game and the abusive positioning. So this is what I had to share for you guys, Protoss against Protoss. Since I am playing random, I don't really get to choose the matchups I get a lot, and I've been getting a lot of Protoss against Protoss. So I had to show you another one. My goal is to show you some more. I have a really good Protoss against Terran game that I want to show you guys as well soon. But for now, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and thanks for watching. Bye guys!